Hey, what is going on, everybody? So today we have a Red Star Orb Opening and character breakdown for White Tiger. She is one of the new characters for the latest Shadowland tag that isn't a reworked character, so we're going to see if we can get any decent Red Stars for her today. Unfortunately, we won't be doing a purchase for her as I still am on a bit of a spending suspension, although since she is a campaign event character, I think it's probably highly unlikely I would have bought her anyways. Regardless, in the second part of the video, I do want to go over her kit as a whole and how she synergizes with the team and kind of what we can expect from her for those who do decide to build this team up, which is a very Alliance War offense heavy focus. So without further ado, let's get this show started. Alright, so here we are in the Red Star, in the orb section of the store with our Red Star orbs. We do have 57 Red Star orbs. We do have a couple of Elite orbs. We do have almost 2 Elite 4s, an Elite 5, and an Elite 6. Almost halfway to a second Elite 6, actually. But I don't think we're going to be going too hard on our openings for Red Stars. I do want to save more for Moon Knight. Personally, I do think that Moon Knight is probably going to be the better character with more wider range viability in the game than White Tiger, so we're going to be saving the Elite 5 and the Elite 6 orb. However, we are going to get started with the Elite 4, and we should be able to get some opened up for a second, maybe even a third Elite 4, depending on how this orb opening goes. So let's get started here, and then if this goes really poorly, we'll go back to the regular orb. So here we go. Let's get started here. And it's pink. We got 4 yellow jack. That's probably, yeah, that's a dupe. Okay, so we didn't get what we wanted, and so that means we're back to the regular Red Star orbs. Of course, an RNG Fiesta, because that's really all Red Stars are about. And unfortunately, you can't do much without them. So kind of screwed a little bit there. Most things that I'm going to see in here are going to be a dupe unless it's 4 or above, most likely. Otherwise, it's just a dupe Fiesta. We will actually pull that Elite 4. I didn't this time do any Seed Theory related stuff. Again, a lot of people kind of swear by it, but I don't think I really do, so maybe that's just bad luck for me. Let's see. 4 White Tiger! Oh, actually, so that was a lot quick. It wasn't a big one, but hey, you know what? I'll take that 4, and that saves me the Red Star orbs that I'll be able to keep for Moon Knight. So I'm happy with that, actually, because that's probably where we're going to get her for the campaign event. It's very common to get 4-star unlocks, typically, or I guess unlocks plus up to 4 stars on campaign event characters. So that's great here. So that was a bit of a shorter segment there for the Red Star orbs, but we are going to transition here into talking about White Tiger's kit more broadly and how she synergizes with the team. Alright, and so here we are over on MSFGG. This is definitely the best place online for resources for the game, especially when it comes to new character kits that come out, and it's very easy for us to look at and kind of see all the stuff required, character kits, gear requirements, things like this. Great resources. Definitely a shout out to them for allowing me to use this, and everyone else, of course, in the public to use this. Here we have White Tiger. So her tags: Hero, City, Mystic, Brawler, Shadowland, of course, and Infiltrator. And this Infiltrator tag, if you've been following some of my videos, are the new tag that is for the limited time event for White Tiger. So I'm not going to go over the characters required for this event. You can kind of look at my previous video that kind of talked a little bit about this as well. Shadowland being, of course, the new team that we're going to be talking about. And she is actually, interestingly, a hero brawler. So if you have a really high red starred Miss Marvel, you know, you might be able to put her in there if you have nowhere else to slide her into, if you don't want to level up your Shadowland team, or you just don't have them ready yet for the full team. She is also a Mystic character and a City character, so she will be usable in Heroes 7-1 to 7-3, the level 70 plus campaign that gets unlocked there, and also for the Mystic campaign if you're kind of a newer player that still needs some Mystic characters to go through that. So this might be a character worth considering for these campaigns. So to get things started, we'll start off with her basic before we go into her assist and counter info here, and this is really great at showing all of the sort of the kits stuff up to level 7, whereas in the game, if you haven't unlocked them, it's kind of a bit annoying to actually see them at different levels. So Rising Claw is her basic attack here. Attack primary target for 300% damage plus apply heal block for 1 turn, and defense down for 2 turns. This attack deals double damage to summoned characters. So, if you are planning on using Shadowland to counter Asgardians, this is going to kill Greg really quick. This would actually probably also kill Sinister's clone, which should also be considered a summoned character. And of course, as we get down to her passive, she kind of synergizes with killing people and getting speed bar for that. So when this character performs a counter attack or assist, she applies defense down for 2 turns plus slow for 2 turns. Now, the counter attack portion, this is going to come from Daredevil. So his Daredevil's special, if you have the T4s in that, unfortunately you need the T4s in order to activate that for the Shadowland team. That's going to apply counterattack to the rest of the team. So that's how you're going to get that. The assist, you know, actually I'm not entirely sure where that comes in. I think this comes in from Night Nurse's special, I believe, which calls an assist now. Other than that, please let me know in the comments down below, because off the top of my head, maybe I should have done my research before this. I kind of forget where that comes in. Either way, it applies defense down for 2 turns and slow for 2 turns. That's really crazy. And then when forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage to Shadowland characters. Now, I can't say this enough. I did a specific video on this mechanic. It is very, very low. So in terms of Mystique, mind controls, Loki mind control, Emma Frost, you know, it basically does really negligible damage. It basically eliminates the damage from this. It's frankly really crazy. So, you know, any mind controls like that is not going to affect the Shadowland team at all. Now, talking about the assist and counter info here, according to MSFGG anyways, it will also apply defense down for 2 turns and slow for 2 turns. And it also says apply heal block, which it actually doesn't specify here on the basic when a counterattack or assist happens. So that will be interesting. This could apply for things like the Striker ISO follow-up. So it will be interesting to see if this actually does work. And I think Striker and potentially Skirmisher, but I'm probably going to run Striker for her, is probably something that you're going to want to run as well. So the difference between 6 and 7 is quite interesting actually here. The difference between level 6 and level 7 here, you get defense down from 1 turn to 2 turns. The heal block's a bit confusing here, which is why I kind of took a pause there, because it said apply a heal block for 1 turn and then just said apply a heal block there, so I don't really get that. And so you get the defense down for 2 turns, which is really pretty, you know, pretty big deal. Stalking Slash, her special ability, attack primary target for 140% piercing plus 20% piercing per Shadowland ally. Bonus attack 3 times for 60% piercing plus 20%. So if you have the full Shadowland team, 4 other Shadowland characters, that's going to be an extra 80% piercing, so 220 plus 140 bonus attack 3 times. This is a lot of damage and a lot of piercing damage in a row. Not to mention it's going to apply heal block for 1 turn and disrupt for 2, and then in war, again, mainly she's for war offense, but this will also apply on war defense, I suppose, if you do run her that way. For example, if you ran a Hero Brawlers team, I suppose this would also work, but it does apply ability block for 2 turns in war. Now, the differences between 6 and 7 largely is that piercing damage, which is really important. However, you know, this isn't a huge... You're probably going to want to get this if you are going big into her, but I don't know if you need to get this necessarily. Although that is a lot of extra piercing damage. So Thrill of the Fight here, that's her ultimate. It is on cooldown of 4, and also the special here is a turn 1 ability. This is going to be really important for landing that ability block on characters like Emma Frost if you're fighting the Marauders, or probably Hela, something like that if you're fighting the Asgardians. Those are the 2 kind of things off the top of my head. Apparently Shadowland is also supposed to counter Black Order, but I don't really know enough about the team to know what the turn order is going to be, so I can't say that at this time. But Thrill of the Fight here, her ultimate, heals self for 40% of this character's max health and clear 3 negative effects, just in the off chance that, you know, you're not getting your negative effects cleared by Night Nurse's special, then you do have this backed up. It also does a primary target burst damage for 460% damage, plus apply heal block. Everything she does applies heal block, so that's pretty crazy. Every move, even her basic, special, ultimate, everything applies heal block, but she does do a lot of single target bursts, so all of her attacks are just single target. She has no AoE in that case, so she is mainly there to kind of focus target one character down. Her passive Eye of the Tiger on spawn fills speed bar by 10% plus 5% per Shadowland ally for self and all Shadowland allies. This is really, really huge and really important. This is very similar to like Negasonic's passive for X-Force, who does give them that extra speed bar to start, so normally they typically will go before a lot of characters. With the exception of maybe Empowered Thanos in the Black Order, he'll probably get his first turn basic there. And then on spawn, apply offense up for 2 turns to self and all Shadowland allies. So out of the gate, they are getting offense up for 2 turns. That's crazy, and extra speed bar. And then again, on kill, fill speed bar by 70%. So she can kind of take an advantage of Greg's if you're fighting as Guardian. This should be an easy punch up with that team because she's spamming extra speed bar for that. Gain 50% focus, and everyone else gets 50% focus on her team. In War, 30% extra resistance for self and all Shadowland allies, and War offense specifically, that's the damage boost. Now the difference between 4 and 5 here is, actually I missed that, the speed bar part. So this is super important. You're going to want to pick this up right away. This is going to be the most important T4 I think that she has. And then I believe it's also a damaging, oh no, it's not a damage increase. On kill, the speed bar goes from 40% to 70%, and then the offense up is also there. Actually, never mind. So it's mainly the speed bar and an extra 30% speed bar on kill. But regardless, this is super important and probably the primary way that they're going to be able to get ahead in terms of the starting turn order. So this is super important. The ultimate, I forgot to go over that actually here. It's not super important. It does clear all negative effects here and actually heals a little bit more damage and of course more primary target damage, but I definitely think that the passive is the largest priority, possibly here with the special being second. Or was it the basic second? So basic second. So I think it's going to be passive first, basic second, and the others are kind of luxury, but you're going to probably want the special too if you're going all in with her. Regardless, I think she is going to be very important to the team if you are using her on War offense specifically, although the passive does actually work outside of War, which is actually very interesting. But I don't really see them being used much in raids. They do have different traits, so in terms of the Doom raid, if you're even thinking about that at all, they won't be able to synergize there because some of them are Mystic and some of them are Bio and some of them are Skill in this team, so it doesn't really work out that way. But quite interesting nonetheless. I do like the fact that most of this text actually does apply outside of War, even the kill speed bar thing, but the extra damage and the resistance for some reason is War exclusive. So yeah, again, another character that's going to be very important for War with the team, and it's kind of disappointing in a way that we're starting to see a lot of these sort of War teams coming out. It feels like, you know, if they're not a raid team or a Dark Dimension team or something like that, then they kind of default to War because that's really the only other place to use them right now, since we don't really have other than Black Order, who was primarily an arena team, but then ended up being great everywhere else. You know, we don't really have that many modes, so the kind of default end up being a default War team, whether or not that's offense or defense. So yeah, we'll see. The proof will be in the pudding, of course. I think that they are going to be a very strong counter to some teams, and of course, if you've heard me talk a lot of crap about Skilletary, they're probably going to be a lot better than them. So I think there is a good chance I'll probably put some resources into them. How much, I don't know. Might depend on Moon Knight's Red Stars and what I get him up to as well. I think Moon Knight is going to be a very important member as well for the team, but definitely White Tiger and Moon Knight are going to be the sort of the key two that you're going to want to gear the most out of this team. So let me know what you guys think about Shadowland and White Tiger and how much you guys might decide to put gear and resources into them for another War offense team. Do you guys need another War offense team? Do you think that they're going to be as good as people say they might be? Of course, I'm a bit skeptical of any rework teams after being burned to hell by Skilletary, so I'm hoping for the best, but we'll have to see. So it's not too far away. Probably on Friday we'll be getting the White Tiger campaign event, so I'll be holding out till then and hoping I get an unlock there and put some gear in then, and then hopefully it's not too much longer until we get Moon Knight. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the team, and of course, until next time, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Boylon signing out.